Today's video is requested by Jackson Pickup. If you have any topics you'd like to learn about, subscribe and let us know in the comments section below. These large semiaquatic reptiles are among the world's most dangerous predators. The word crocodile is derived from the ancient Greek word for lizard, as early observations of these animals identified them as lizards of the Nile. There are currently around 13 crocodile species, the largest of which is the saltwater crocodile, which can grow to over 20 feet in length and weigh over 2,000 pounds. In addition to being the largest reptile on Earth, the saltwater crocodile is also the most aggressive of all the crocodile species. Crocodiles belong to the archosaur group, which means they're related to dinosaurs, and 80 million years of evolution has only slightly changed their anatomy. These creatures own a set of features that make them perfectly adapted for achieving apex predator status. In the water, their streamlined bodies and strong tails enable them to swim swiftly, while their webbed feet allow them to make sharp turns and sudden moves. Crocodiles have thick and rugged skin with bone plates called Osteoderms that act like armor, offering protection. In addition to its acute senses, a crocodile's nostrils, ears, and eyes are placed atop its head, allowing it to stay almost completely submerged in the water and hidden from prey. Crocodiles also have massive skulls, sharp teeth that frequently replace themselves, and a bite that's unrivaled in the animal kingdom. Number 5. Colin Miller. A 21-year-old man broke into a crocodile cage diving attraction at Victoria Falls, Zambia, after having drinks with his friends at a nearby brewery. Colin Miller jumped into the crocodile pool around 9 p.m. on February the 29th, 2018, and was soon attacked. 2 crocodiles tore off his arm, and his head was ripped from side to side in another crocodile's jaws. However, Miller escaped with his life after the crocodiles released him as they were fighting over his severed arm. A worker and another man managed to drag him to safety. These cold-blooded creatures can't generate their own heat, and that's why they have a preference for tropical climates. They can be found in tropical habitats in Africa, the Americas, Australia, and Asia. They usually inhabit areas near wetlands, rivers or lakes, and even saltwater regions. Crocodiles are hypercarnivores, meaning that they only eat meat. Since they can't chew, they are known to swallow small stones that grind up food in their stomachs. Their slow metabolism enables them to go months without food. Crocodiles also display advanced cognitive abilities, as they're able to engage in cooperative hunting as well as observe and use patterns of prey behavior. To catch birds looking for nesting materials, crocodiles have been observed placing sticks on their snouts before becoming partially submerged. Once a bird swoops in to take the stick, the crocodile quickly clamps down on it. Number 4. John Bowman. 90-year-old John Bowman and 65-year-old Rosemary Mitchell were paddling on an inflatable boat in Zimbabwe's Matopos National Park on January 5, 2018. Their boat was attacked by crocodiles when they reached Mapopoma Dam, a well-known crocodile hotspot. Once the boat deflated, they were severely injured, and park rangers had to shoot in their direction to disperse the crocodiles and save the 2 victims. John Bowman died before arriving at the hospital, and Rosemary Mitchell was left on life support. An ambush predator, crocodiles can kill in many ways. As they emerge from their stealthy position in the water, they unleash attacks remarkably fast. Perhaps the most awesome display of its devastating power is the death roll. As a crocodile clamps down on its victim, it usually attempts to drag it in the water. It will then use its body weight to turn over and over, while its massive jaws are still embedded in its prey until its victims exhibits no more signs of life. The crocodile's teeth aren't built for shearing and chewing, so this technique breaks bones and tears flesh off into pieces easier to swallow. A crocodile has the most acidic stomach of all vertebrates, so it can digest horns, hooves, and bones easily. Once a crocodile begins the death roll, the only question left is what will kill you first, drowning or the severe wounds inflicted by its outstanding bite. The death roll is also used in fights between crocodiles, especially between males. Escaping a crocodile's jaws is no easy feat. Its jaw muscle is so stiff that it's almost like bone to touch. A 17-foot saltwater has the strongest bite ever recorded with a force of 16,000 Newton, but this is said to increase for larger specimens. Using the measurements obtained in a laboratory setting, scientists deduced that a 36 to 39 foot long Deinosuchus, an extinct crocodilian species, would have a bite force surpassing that of Tyrannosaurus Rex. Number 3. Richard Shadwell. In April 2012, 35-year-old Richard Shadwell was on a trip to Tanjung Puting National Park in the Indonesian side of Borneo. Shadwell decided to dive into a river, well known as a haven for crocodiles that can grow up to 20 feet in length. He was then seen by a tour guide being dragged into the water by a crocodile. His body was found several days later near the spot where he disappeared. The river is known to be home to several species of crocodile, but only one with a history of attacking humans, the saltwater or estuarine crocodile. Despite their remarkable proportions, they usually don't attack people on purpose. When they do, it's believed to be because they mistake us for their usual prey, which is why they don't end up eating the body. If you're fascinated with crocodiles or wildlife in general, you might be familiar with the work of Steve Irwin through his series, The Crocodile Hunter. He achieved worldwide fame and inspired many with the passion and dedication he put into working with these animals. Even though most of us can't engage crocodiles like Irwin did, there are a few things that can help you to survive an aggressive encounter. Although a crocodile clamps down with extreme force, the muscles used for opening the jaw are very small and weak. Simply put, it's easy to keep its mouth closed, which could prove useful if fighting is your only option. If you're in the water and have a free arm, you can thrust it in the crocodile's mouth and try to flip open the flap at the back of its mouth. The epiglottis blocks the entry of water when crocodiles are submerged, and opening it will cause the animal's lungs to fill with water, thus releasing its grip. It may sound like a highly risky last resort, but it's worked before. Gouging the eyes and punching its snout can also be effective. Most predators tend to prefer an easy meal and might avoid the struggle. Avoidance, as usual, is the best course of action. This means traveling with a guide and respecting the safety measures of regions known for crocodiles. Staying away from the shores of lakes and rivers in active areas is a must, as crocodiles are phenomenal ambush predators. Number 2. Lolong. Lolong was a saltwater crocodile measuring 20 feet and weighing over 2,300 pounds. In November 2011, he was confirmed as the largest crocodile ever caught and placed in captivity by Australian crocodile expert Dr. Adam Britton of National Geographic. Lolong died in captivity on February the 10th, 2013 from pneumonia and cardiac arrest. He was suspected of eating a fisherman who went missing in the town of Bunawan, and also a 12-year-old girl whose head was discovered 2 years prior to his capture. Hunted over a period of 3 weeks, it took around 100 people to bring him onto land. He was finally captured in a joint operation by crocodile hunters of Padawan, the local government unit, and residents. However, after examining the contents of his stomach, they found no human remains. After he was finally caught, the giant crocodile was kept in captivity and named after Ernesto Lolong Golorang Cañete, one of the veteran crocodile hunters who led the hunt. Number 1. Gustav. Gustav is a large male Nile crocodile from Burundi, believed to have killed around 300 people from the banks of the Ruzizi River and the northern shores of Lake Tanganyika. Gustav is notorious for being a man-eater and was named by Patrice Fay, a herpetologist investigating him since the late 1990s. Gustav's exact length and weight is unknown, as he hasn't been captured, but it's believed that he may be 18 meters in length and more than 2,000 pounds. Patrice Fay and other scientists attempted to capture Gustav while filming Capturing the Killer Croc, a documentary about this famous reptile. However, they didn't succeed in catching Gustav and had to leave the country. The last reported sighting of Gustav was in June 2015, when he was allegedly seen by a resident dragging an adult bull buffalo on a riverbank. Oxen can pull heavier weights than horses for longer periods of time, and although much slower, they're less likely to startle. Bulls have been involved in entertainment such as bull riding and bullfighting, the latter being highly criticized by animal rights groups.